Welcome to the Ontario Labour Arbitration video series. This is video number 1. It deals with referring grievances to arbitration.
Hello, I'm Don Main. I'm a labour arbitrator in the province of Ontario. This video is a guide for union staff on what information they should include in a letter referring a grievance or grievances to arbitration.
The video will discuss 5 pitfall areas, 10 checklist items of things that should be included in the letter, and 1 sample letter will be dispersed throughout the video. The first pitfall area is, of course, you're out of time. When you're referring a grievance to arbitration, it's prudent to look in the collective agreement and make sure you're within your time limits. There is relief of the Ontario Labour Relations Act to allow an arbitrator to extend time limits for any step in the grievance procedure. This, however, has been interpreted not to include the actual referral to arbitration on the premise that a referral to arbitration falls outside the grievance procedure. Pitfall number 2 refers to documented paper trail. You should refer your grievance in a fashion where you can retain evidence that it was sent within the time limits. You can send it by fax, by delivery, by mail, or email. Keep the delivery slip, keep the fax confirmation, and keep the email. Make sure you have the correct address and fax number appearing on the letter. Stay within the normal practices of the business, and you should always seek confirmation of the receipt from the employer. Pitfall number 3, not choosing the right forum. You could go sole arbitrator appointed by the ministry, or you could have a sole arbitrator agreed to by the parties, or you can proceed to an arbitration board, which consists of an arbitrator and 2 nominees. The collective agreement, again, will tell you which way the parties have agreed to proceed. Look at the collective agreement and follow that procedure. Some of the factors where you do have a choice, it would include how early you want a date for the hearing, what kind of authority you want to give the arbitrator, the costs that you are prepared to incur. Do you want mediation and arbitration? Do you want simply arbitration? The complexity of the case, the practice of the parties, and always keep in mind the long-term labor relations. Pitfall number 4 refers to agreeing to the right arbitrator for the dispute. There's a lot that goes into the choice of an arbitrator. Some of the factors that come to mind include the date that the arbitrator has available for hearings, the quality of hearing that you want. Some arbitrators are more passive and some are more interventionist. The quality of the decision that you want. If the decision concerns an area of expertise, you may want an arbitrator who possesses that expertise prior to the appointment. The speed of the hearing. Some arbitrators move hearings along very quickly. Others will allow the parties ample room to decide their own pace. And again, the labor relations of the parties is important. Pitfall number 5 is to provide concise and comprehensive information in your letter of referral in order to avoid delays. All too often, the referral letter is too concise and doesn't contain the proper information, causing an unnecessary delay and giving rise to problems such as lost settlement opportunities, additional preliminary objections, loss of critical evidence, damages that are not mitigated, and increased financial expectations by the grievor. With the passage of time on a grievance that has accruing damages, the financial expectations by the time you get to the arbitration often will exceed any ability to resolve the matter through settlement. Now I would like to organize these thoughts by providing you with 10 checklist items that should be included in the referral letter to arbitration. These items are necessary to consider including so that you can avoid multiple inquiries over the next several months about missing information later on. Write an organized and informative letter while you have that information at your fingertips. Checklist item 1. Ensure that there is a return address, fax number for the referral letter. That's your address, so that the person receiving the letter and the person receiving copies of the letter know who to get in touch with. Item number 2. The referral letter must be properly dated so that time limits are not questioned later. If the letter is not dated the same day it is faxed or mailed, then you should record the date that the letter is mailed on the file copy and, as stated earlier, retain evidence that the letter was sent, either through fax or registered mail or email. Item number 3. The contact information of the employer representative should be on the letter. If sent by fax, then ensure that the fax number appears on the letter and that the fax confirmation sheet confirms delivery. And as I've stated, keep a copy of that fax confirmation sheet in the file. Original copies of the letter should be delivered or sent in time to meet any time limits. Item number 4. The reference line must clearly identify the grievance and/or grievor. The grievances should have a numbering system, or at the minimum, it should refer to the date that the grievance was filed. There needs to be a nexus between the referral and the actual grievance. Item number 5. Make the referral to arbitration. You actually have to have a sentence in the letter saying you are referring the grievance to arbitration. Item number 6. Decide the relevant procedural issues. Do you want mediation arbitration, or mediation only, or arbitration only? Do you want a sole arbitrator or a 3-member board? Check your collective agreement to see if it's mandated. Indicate the preferred location for the arbitration. Estimate number of hearing days. Consolidation of multiple grievances, and the sequence in which grievances should be heard. Item number 7. Insert the name and contact information of the union nominee, if you have one. Insert the name and contact information of union counsel. This allows the employer counsel to get in touch with your counsel as the case gets closer to the arbitration. And it also allows the employer nominee to be in touch with your nominee in order to agree to an arbitrator. Item number 8. Instruct your nominee as to the selection of an arbitrator. This will be done on the carbon copy letter. If it is a sole arbitrator, then start the process for agreeing on an arbitrator by suggesting a few names of possible arbitrators. Item number 9. Open the door for a settlement proposal. This is a very opportune time to reach a settlement because once you refer a grievance to arbitration, you're triggering costs both for the union and for the employer. And for a number of grievances that can be settled, now would be the time to leave that door open for settlement. Item number 10. Openly copy the letter to your counsel and your nominee, together with a copy of the grievance. Include with that copy any background information or instructions regarding the selection of the chair. including a copy of the grievance, might also be appropriate. So that concludes the 10 checklist items. It would be wise when you have time to create your own sample referral letter with checklists. If you wait until you're rushed because of the time limits for referring a grievance to arbitration, you can make mistakes of omission and mistakes of commission that will later take its toll on labor relations and on the grievance, and take its toll on your ability to sleep at night. Thank you for watching this video, and I'd be grateful if you gave me your comments. You may also leave a question on my blog, www.ontarioLaborArbitration.blogspot.com, or email me at donmain@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.